There are three fundamental marketing principles without which your message is dead in the water. Now, you may already know about these fundamentals, but are you using them correctly? Hi, I'm Shane Malach from IamImpact.com, and this is a crash course in marketing that will help you create better sales messages, blog posts, videos, you name it. In this video, we'll have a look at the three most important principles that will make the difference between yawn-inducingly ineffective messages and messages that are fascinating and have people reach for their wallets and credit cards. No matter what your business is, and no matter what marketing channels you use, these three principles always apply. So let's get right to it. Principle number one, it's not about you. Your marketing messages are not about you. They're about them. The audience, the people watching, reading, and listening. People are inherently egoistic, and this actually creates a problem with any kind of communication, not just marketing. When we talk, we like to talk about ourselves, and when we listen, we like to listen to things that are about us or at least directly concern us. In marketing, the typical problem is to talk too much about your company, your product, and your brand. And I get why this happens. Every single day, you are knee-deep in your company. You're hustling and sweating away, working on building this thing. And you're intimately familiar with every single detail of your product. And of course, you're proud of it. Of course, you want to talk about it. And of course, you want other people to see how important all those details are and how much work goes into them. Unfortunately, those other people simply don't care. All they think about is, what's in it for me? As an example, take some shiny new tech gadget like a smartphone. An engineer for this product could talk about all the technical intricacies and detail for hours. But how much does the average customer care about that stuff? Not at all. That's why successful tech companies hide all of this technological stuff in beautifully designed, shiny exteriors. And they spend very little, if any, time talking about the tech. The marketing message is usually, you're with the in crowd if you own this, and it comes in different colors. You've probably heard it said this way, talk about benefits, not features. And this brings us neatly into principle number two. Buying decisions are emotional, not rational. Humans generally like to think of themselves as more rational than they really are. This is especially true concerning our buying decisions. We all like to think that, advertising doesn't work on me, it only works on other people. And we like to believe that all our purchases are made for very good and strictly rational reasons. But the truth is quite the opposite. Buying decisions are 90% emotional, if not more. And this is why benefits are so much more effective than features, because benefits appeal to emotions. You don't sell a car by talking about its features. You sell it by showing that driving the car will make the owner feel like James Bond. And even when it comes to the features of the car, people don't care about the features. Don't ramble on about seatbelts and airbags. Instead, emphasize how safe the driver's family will be inside this car. This is the kind of message that really changes someone's mind and makes them decide to purchase. Now, to translate any of your product's features into a benefit, ask yourself this. Why was this feature added in the first place? And also, how does this feature improve the customer's life? And the answers to these questions become your benefit statement. Always remember, even the smartest among us ultimately respond to emotional cues, and that's what makes us reach for our wallets. Finally, principle number three. A narrower focus equals a larger audience. And this point is very counterintuitive at first. In fact, a typical beginner's mistake is to try and appeal to everyone and exclude no one. As an example, imagine that we're trying to sell a book, and the book is about how to get in shape. On the face of it, who would that not apply to? Pretty much everyone would like to get in better shape, right? So we're talking to a huge audience. Unfortunately, this title is too generic to be strongly appealing to anyone. We may all want to get in better shape, but it's kind of a should item somewhere towards the bottom of our mental list of priorities. And at best, it's good enough for a New Year's resolution, soon to be forgotten before the end of January. So you are talking to a huge audience, but you're talking about something that isn't really very important to anyone in it. If we choose to narrow down our focus a little, the situation immediately improves. Let's say the book is now about how to lose weight. With this, we are already excluding some people in our potential audience. Those who want to get in better shape, but whose physical goal is to get bigger rather than slimmer, for example. On the flip side, though, we are now appealing more directly to the part of the crowd that remains. Those people who want to get in better shape by shedding some pounds are now more drawn to our book. But let's take this even further and let's make it extremely specific. What if the book is about how to lose 10 pounds before your wedding? Now, obviously, for the vast majority of people out there, this is simply not appealing at all. But there are a few for whom this is exactly what I need kind of product. And that's the goal. You want to be so specific that you get this, that's exactly what I've been looking for reaction. If nobody says this about your product, it's too generic. The point is this: if you're talking to a small crowd of people for whom you have the perfect offer, you will get far more customers than if you're presenting something that nobody can really get excited about to the entire world. Now, an interesting side effect here is that actually a more specific title will also be more attractive to people who it doesn't apply to directly. So in a way, by narrowing your focus, you're expanding your potential audience again, because someone might come along and think, well, I don't have a wedding coming up, but I do have 10 pounds to lose, and this book must be pretty good for that. So the specificity lends our book more authority and more credibility than a less specific title would give it. Now, you've probably noticed that there's actually a close relation between this and the last principle, because making the focus more narrow also makes for a greater emotional appeal automatically. The idea of getting in shape doesn't really rouse any strong emotions. We may have a mild nag about that in the back of our minds, but that's all. It's nothing compared to the strong desire and drive that a bride-to-be might have to want to look her very best at her upcoming wedding. That is a real emotional response. So those are our 3 principles. Number 1, it's not about you. Number 2, buying decisions are emotional, not rational. And number 3, a narrower focus leads to more customers. There are 2 things I want you to do with this information. First, in your next video or blog post or email or marketing message, whatever it is, next time you create any kind of message for your business, implement these 3 principles, even if just in a small way, and you'll see it will make your message that much more impactful. Second, see those comments down there? If you scroll down, you can see a discussion going on. And I would like you to add your comment. Let me know what you think of this video. And also, if you have any questions about these 3 principles, feel free to ask and I will jump in and give you an answer myself. Thanks for watching.